Storm shelters do save lives, but you don't want to be stuck in one that's blocked by debris after the storm.
So first responders say it's a good idea to let them know where to find your shelter so they can look for you after a tornado passes. News on 6's Emory Bryan has details.
In every Tulsa fire truck, a display like this helps firefighters get to the right spot. Usually, all they need is the address. But sometimes familiar streets and house numbers don't apply, like after a storm when they're looking for someone in a shelter.
But in the case of a storm shelter or a safe room that's below ground, you could have rubble on top of the storm shelter preventing you from getting out. So it is important that that's registered so that people know where to look, where to dig.
The city of Tulsa has an online registration system to help guide first responders to a shelter. After registration, first responders get the address, GPS coordinates, dimensions, and capacity of each shelter. When firefighters are nearby, they'll see that information on the maps in the truck.
Instead of just digging around through rubble, they would know exactly where to go to search for that family.
The registration information kept at City Hall doesn't go anywhere besides first responders, but the fire department says in a large-scale disaster, it's also important for people to let loved ones know they might be in a shelter, because sometimes they're the first ones who will be looking. Most importantly, everyone should know the safest place in their home.
If you don't have a storm shelter, it's important to pre-identify the safe areas or safest areas in your home, and that could be typically a centrally located room in your house on the lowest floor of your home. So if you have a basement, it would be down in the basement.
Storm shelter registration is free and sometimes handled by the builder, but not always, and not in the case of older shelters. In Tulsa, Emory Bryan, Oklahoma's own News on 6.